everybody, it's Aisa of Forest Naturals, and today I'm going to share with you guys something that I don't think you know about me. Now, it is pretty obvious from tons of articles and videos that a great deal of people think that a mostly or completely plant-based diet is the best way to go for health, for weight loss, etc., etc. I, however, am not one of those people. That's right, I am a bona fide omnivore. I eat meat, lots of meat. And on top of that, I eat lots of fat. This is basically called the Ketogenic Diet. It was a diet that was first put together to help people that had epilepsy. But it does induce an adequate amount of weight loss for most people. In layman's terms, it's called the high-fat, low-carb diet. Okay, so that means that I eat very, very small amounts of carbs. Right now, I make carbs about 15% of my daily calories, only 15%. I try to get in 65% in fat and 25% in protein. Now, this is different than just a regular low-carb diet, or I think even the Atkins, because Atkins increases carbs over time. Not going to do that. And other low-carb diets have large portions of protein, meats and things like that. That has been shown to make you lose some of your muscle. The body usually works by burning glucose, which is from a whole bunch of carbs and crap. The problem with it is that it causes your blood sugar levels to spike, causing all kinds of metabolism diseases, of course, like diabetes and hypoglycemia, also all kinds of gluten intolerances and all that other crap. And it is causing fatty liver disease in people who are not alcoholics, because it's usually a disease of alcohol. So, doing the research on it and people wondering why would you be taking in so much fat. If you have more fat in your diet than anything else, it should put you into a state of ketosis. And the ketosis is when your body starts to actually fuel itself from fat rather than carbs. A great deal of carbs, when you eat them, they turn into fat. The fat that's on your body, it's not from fat, it's from carbs. Carbs make you fat. Fat, however, or having a mostly high-fat diet, keeps your body in a state of using fat for fuel and burning it, and it keeps these ketones going that your body uses to, that your brain uses in order to give your body energy and fuel all the parts of your body. So you wind up losing fat. So it's not just like you're losing carbs. You can go directly to your fat stores on your body and have them start being used as fuel. So that is the greatest advantage for me. This diet is believed to help you lose more weight because it brings about a greater sense of satiety, meaning that you feel fuller faster and for a longer period of time, which can cause you to eat less throughout the day. Now, you can't go bonkers and start eating 50 million calories over a normal amount of calories for the day. But in comparison to a low-fat, high-carb diet and a low-carb, high-fat diet, if you were eating the same amount of calories on either diet, you will lose more weight on the low-carb, high-fat diet. Now, there are lots of scientific studies out there that say that fats, especially saturated fats and meats and all that stuff, is supposed to be bad for you, and that vegetables are better, or just eating a whole, well-rounded meal with most of your food coming from carbs. And I'm just going to say that I believe that to be a crock. They've known since the 1800s that diet higher in fat and protein, more so than carbs, helps to lose weight. It also brings down diabetes and, of course, hypoglycemia and any diseases associated with spikes in sugar or whatever. Gluten intolerances, celiac disease, all those sorts of things do not exist when you're not eating these carbs that are spiking your sugar levels all the time. What I will say is that in a great deal of these studies, they do blame everything on everything, but you do have to realize they're talking about the regular American diet. In the regular American diet, most foods are still carbs. So even when they have studies that say that it's a low-carb diet and look how these people didn't lose weight, first of all, 40% carbs is not low carb. 30% carbs is not low carb. So it's still at least 30% of your calories are coming from carbs. Yeah, it's not sufficient data to say that you're going to lose weight. We're talking actually low carb diets, similar to what I'm doing, maybe even up to like 25% for some people if you absolutely have to have those carbs. But the lower your carb amount, the better it is for you to be able to keep weight off and be able to burn fat more efficiently. Also, as far as the fats and the saturated fats, it has been a myth for many, many years, like I said, since the 1800s, that that cholesterol and saturated fat is what makes you fat or clogs your arteries. They have recently come out and verified that is a crock. It is not true. So coconut oil had been vilified forever and everybody stopped using it. Butter had been vilified forever and everybody stopped using it. Here's a news flash. Butter is an all-natural product, as is coconut oil. The oils that they've been giving us, all the vegetable oils, corn oil, vegetable oil, all that crap, is a science experiment. Do not eat it. So when they talk about a high-fat diet being bad for you and leading to those diseases of the heart and strokes and all that, that is this oil that they made that was supposed to take place of the natural oils. The only oils I would advocate using at all, absolutely the only oils, olive oil and coconut oil. I use butter and I use natural fats for meat. So I think I've explained a great deal, or maybe even as much as I know, about ketosis and this very low carb, high fat diet. So I'm just going to show you a couple of things that I do eat. And this is almost empty, so I should be ashamed to even show it. But I eat a lot of nuts, lots of nuts, and these are my walnuts. I eat these because of the high vitamin E content. I eat Brazil nuts, one a day, because they have a very high level of selenium. So I don't have to take a multivitamin to get my selenium. And they're a healthy source of fat. Talk about hard to find. Full fat Greek yogurt. I couldn't even find it in organic, and that was at Whole Foods, and it was probably only 2 brands that had full fat because everybody's afraid of fat. It's ridiculous. Okay, so this is an original plain type of yogurt, and it has a nice amount of fat in it, about 20 grams. It also has some carbs and some protein, but I try to go for full fat everything. I want everything to be natural the way that it was supposed to be. I don't want anybody experimenting to take anything out or add anything to it or anything. Just give it to me the way that God made it. I eat organic meats, organic chicken. I try to get organic steak. If it's not organic, I at least make sure that it says that it doesn't contain any nitrates, and that it says that it does not contain it doesn't have any added hormones or anything like that. I was eating organic eggs, but then I found out that a lot of companies are getting around the whole organic thing by putting in a door, but still not allowing their chickens to go out on the pasture and things like that. They're not eating their own natural diet. And a lot of them say, oh, raised on vegetarian meals. Guess what? Chickens are not vegetarians. Eating vegetarian meals, meaning corn and soy, which is what's making everybody fat, makes the chicken fat, which makes you fat. So no, I want pastured eggs. So I use pasture-raised eggs. Of course, like I said, I use butter. This is a freaking godsend for me. Organic heavy whipping cream. It's really thick, it's really rich. It does not have any carbs at all. It's just the fat that would have been on milk. I don't drink milk because milk has a lot of carbs in it and all kind of other crap. I just got this morning, virgin coconut oil. I use this for cooking. I just ingest it. I just take tablespoons of it when my fat levels are a little too low or whatever. It can be used for so many things. I'm going to be making my own chocolate with cocoa powder and coconut oil and a little bit of stevia to help me get in more fats. I also eat a nice amount of cheese, and I've never been a cheese person. The odd thing is that I was lactose intolerant, but for some reason now that I'm not eating like a lot of vegetables and no bread and pancakes or any of that kind of stuff, I'm not lactose intolerant. I used to have gas all the time. Me, I'm a farter. Not farting anymore. In fact, the only time that I did get gas or constipated again was when I started to feel bad that I wasn't eating enough vegetables. And I went and I ate some broccoli. And then I got constipated and my stomach was hurting and I had gas. My boyfriend's like, oh, your gas is back. He was like, I haven't heard you fart in so long. Okay. And then I let some time go and I tried it again. I had a big old thing of spinach. I had some spinach in my eggs for breakfast. I had some spinach salad and some green beans that night. Constipated and gassy. So, I mean, I don't know what to conclude from that. I'm not saying that vegetables are bad. I do still eat them. So for my 15%, which is usually 50 grams of carbs, I use 15 of those for my molasses to get in my iron because you know I'm anemic. And the rest I try to get in with vegetables or maybe some fresh ginger to help with settling of the stomach or just because I think it's yummy. And the rest I use nice fatty meats, fishes and poultry, and just fats in general, only healthy fats. You have to keep that in mind. So when I'm talking about fat, I'm not talking about vegetable oil or any other polyunsaturated fats, no grapeseed oil, none of that stuff. Too high of an omega-6 count, and it'll throw off your omega-3, omega-6, which is probably already thrown off. So don't even toil with that. Stick with the healthy fat. I have some fresh organic bacon fat in the kitchen, and I stick with my butter and my coconut oil. And my olive oil I only use on cold things because I hear that it can degenerate a little bit from being heated, whereas coconut oil is a wonderful cooking oil. The only problem that I can foresee is that you might not like things that taste like coconut. There are some kind called, I think it's called centrifuge, that may have less of a coconutty flavor, so you can look into that. Anyway, I may be just going on and on and on and rambling, so I'm going to end this video, but I do hope that I've given you guys a glimpse into what it is that I do to try to remain thin and remain healthy, keep myself from getting Alzheimer's or diabetes or any other of those degenerative diseases that are now being linked to carbs, where they should have been blamed in the first place. That's all I gotta say. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for my future video explaining how I feel about vegetarianism and why I will never be vegan. Until then, I absolutely love you guys, and I can't wait to talk to you again. Bye.